Well, hello and welcome to TV with Lisa. That's 2 E's all the way around, T-E-E-V-E-E. And I'm Lisa with 2 E's as well. I'm really excited because I literally just got off the phone with my cable provider or my satellite provider. And I upgraded to all my premium channels. And I haven't told Matt yet, so maybe I should text him while I'm recording and see, just to see what he says. So, so we have upgraded to those channels. So I think I am. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to text Matt and tell him. I think I'm just going to say I just upgraded to the premium channels. We'll see if I get a response or not. Okay, so I texted him. I just upgraded to the 4 premium channels for a while. $30 more for 3 months. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if that's a good deal. But I really wanted to upgrade for, well, a couple reasons. But anyway, so that's on my satellite right now. I'm excited. I don't think we've ever paid for premium channels ever in our lives. We've always, when we changed providers, we would get 3 free months of something. And half the time, that's why I never watched the shows that I started watching. Let's see. Some shows that I never got to finish because our subscription ran out was Shameless. I think that's on Showtime with William H. Macy, which that's a great show, but you know what? I haven't seen it in years because our 3 free months ran out. Oh, another one that I watched, but I missed because the free ran out was The Tudors. I like that one too. That was a good one. I never did finish watching it. I'm wondering if they have it on demand now. So gosh, I have so much TV to watch. Now I'm excited for the summer to come. Well, what am I talking about? I'll probably stay up late searching everything I can watch new now. Still waiting on a text back from Matt. Let's see. Nope. He must not have his phone. Usually if there's some important information like that, I usually get some type of response from him. But anyway, so, oh boy, man, I'm on a TV high right now. So the reason why I felt like I had to get the premium channels are because if I'm doing a podcast, I really feel like I need to be informed and educated to bring you proper perspective. But really, mainly because there's this new show coming on, and Lorrie and I are going to be talking about that today. Lorrie's going to be here any minute, and there's a new show that neither one of us can watch because we don't have the premium channels. Well, I do now. I have the premium channels. So last week, I want to apologize for last week's sound. If you were wearing earbuds or whatever when you were listening to the podcast, I apologize. If you can hear me now or you did not go deaf, I'm still trying to figure out all the levels. And hopefully today's music will not make you temporarily lose your hearing. Still no text. Silent treatment, or he probably just knows. He knows. And he's not even going to hear this anyway because he doesn't listen to the podcast. So whatever. But he probably knows that I did it because he knows I'm doing a podcast on TV. Oh, well. Okay, I'm here with Lorrie. Lorrie just showed up, so welcome back, Lorrie.
Thank you.
And just to let you know that you got lots of compliments on your last guest appearance.
Awesome.
People seem to love you, and that's what I always say. Everyone loves Lorrie. Lorrie has a little complex that she seems to think that nobody likes her. Which
no one likes me.
I don't understand because my theory is if you don't like Lorrie, then you're just not a good person, really.
Oh, well, that is so sweet of you to say. Thank you.
So first of all, Lorrie, I have my new equipment. And Lorrie, instead of us sitting intimately and touching like we did last time, Lorrie, why don't you describe my new setup?
Oh, my goodness. Well, Lisa got a new mixer, and I have my own microphone.
Ooh.
I'm sitting in a comfy chair. Still surrounded by blankets, though.
Yeah, still surrounded by blankets. I can't change the acoustics of this room enough. I mean, you probably hear some echoing, and even as we talk, I can't stand them. There's not much I can do about that right now. So unless, eventually I'll need a padded cell anyways. So that'll be good for podcasting, because there'll be no echo whatsoever.
Well, that'll be perfect.
Yeah. So welcome back, Lorrie. I just wanted to kind of talk about some shows that we watch. I know we watched together, but we talked briefly about The Walking Dead the last, I guess, 2 shows ago. But you know what we didn't talk about that I'm curious about, because we really haven't even talked about it in real life, let alone the podcast. Do you watch Fear the Walking Dead?
I did watch it last season, and I have just started to watch it again. So I haven't really gotten very far.
What do you think?
I'm going to say that my cooler buddy, or whatever, my coffee buddy that we talk about The Walking Dead, he agrees with me about The Talking Dead. It's just not the same caliber. You don't get as invested in the characters, and I don't like to say anything mean about anyone, but I just
They're
don't
not
know.
real people, that, right?
I
It's
know
a
this,
show.
but still, I don't like to be too critical. But the guy that plays the son who's on drugs,
Yes, yeah.
and he was in Harry Potter, if you remember.
No, I did
yes,
not
he was.
know.
He was the teenage Tom Riddle,
Really?
and he has he's from England because he has an English accent.
Okay.
And I loved him in Harry Potter, but I don't know. It's something he's like. It's just a little too much to me. I mean, maybe he'll, maybe I will believe him more in future episodes, but he just seemed a little bit too over the top for me.
Well, I gotta say, when I was really excited that when it first came out last year, I was really excited. And then I started thinking, you know what? I think AMC just came out with it to try to get some ratings and for us to be appeased in between the seasons of The Walking Dead. And I agree with you about the investment of the characters. And I think the biggest mistake about Fear the Walking Dead is that they just started off with the zombie part. They don't develop the characters, and not only that, but the characters aren't likable.
And
they started out with that unlikability.
Yes.
So in The Walking Dead, on the other hand, you kind of liked the characters because there was character development. You cared about them. And then part of the Walking Dead show is how they evolve or devolve or whatever, they regress and they become unlikable. That's what you get invested in. And Fear the Walking Dead, to me, they don't spend the proper time. It's just there's no, I guess, good qualities really to keep you wanting to keep them alive. Whereas in The Walking Dead, when there were characters that died, you cared. And this one, you're like,
that's basically it. Yes, I agree with you. Even like the main female character, teacher. I mean, she's, I guess, a principal or some counselor or something like that. But she doesn't seem to care about the kids.
No,
she's everything is all she cares about is finding her husband and yelling at him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like every character is doing something that's not quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot start a show with flawed characters that are unlikable. I get...
Or there should be a mix. You should have some that are unlikable and some that are likable. And then, like The Walking Dead allowed the unlikable ones to maybe become more human within the journey. And then the ones that, were more human at the beginning, they journey on to, or move on to, doing things that the unlikable characters had previously done.
Yeah.
And so it gives them more, they're more complex.
Yeah. Well, and that's a good word. I don't think they're very one-dimensional. I think like they took stereotypes of the drug addict or they, the overstressed mom or actually a blended family. They took those stereotypes and it's all hyperbole and like, you don't care, and whereas The Walking Dead, you honestly care about most of the characters. And I stopped watching Fear the Walking Dead probably. There were maybe 3 episodes left in the last season, and Dina watches it. And I asked, and she doesn't really care for it either too much. And we talked about it several times. But then I said, yeah, I just haven't watched it. She's like, well, the last couple episodes are really good. And the last episode is good of Fear the Walking Dead. So I went ahead when they came out with a new season, my DVR automatic records. Mm-hmm. So I've got like 15 on there because I stopped watching it, And I did watch it a couple weeks ago. And I'm still watching the second season, and I don't understand why I keep watching. It's not because I can't wait for the next episode, because after I watch it, I've totally forgotten about it. Whereas like after The Walking Dead, you and Kim and me were all saying, have you seen it yet?
Right.
No.
Yes.
Like, oh, you got to watch it. And but this, I just don't care.
Well,
I don't.
The Walking Dead is a gourmet meal, and Fear of the Walking Dead is McDonald's.
Hey. Matt,
I told you. And you like McDonald's. You like it while you're having it. And later on, you forget about it.
When you called me the other day, Matt took me on a date. Where were we?
That was that. Exactly. And it was not a very memorable date, was it?
No, it was not. No. We did go on a McDonald's date. And he even bought the Big Mac meal. But you know what he said? Oh, it's on sale for $5.
You know
That's
the
why
song,
we got
right?
that.
You know the song,
Uh-uh.
right?
What?
I had to teach it to Kira today. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles,
onions
onions
on
a sesame seed bun.
There's a little throwback, everybody.
Right? That's right.
I know you want to say it now. Let's say it again so everybody can say it with us.
Okay. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
That was fun.
That was.
So we have The Walking Dead. We have Fear the Walking Dead. And I want to talk about a new show that's coming out by the same. Now, I'm not a comic book reader. I don't read comic books. I don't know who creates them. I don't know anything about them. You might know more because you.
I don't think so.
Well, you watch Fear. What's it called? The Talking Dead.
Oh yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do they have that after?
They do. They have it after Fear the Walking Dead as well. But I haven't seen that yet.
Okay,
no.
so you probably the creators have been on there.
Yes.
Right. The comic book people. Do you know his name?
No. You know what? I don't think the comic book.
Robert Kirkman?
No, he's the producer, but he's not I don't think he's the writer of the. I
book.
don't know that they've ever had the comic book writers on there. They've had the producers like Robert Kirkman and.
See, I thought but if we're wrong, then I'm so embarrassed to the hardcore comic people because
we
I'm
apologize.
really.
We heard they're excellent.
There's Lorrie.
I would like to read them.
Lorrie, you don't have to say anything bad, but you don't have to say,
No.
I heard they're great.
I did hear they're great.
Oh, the book? The comics?
Yes, the
books.
comic books. Yes.
I just know when Andrew was telling me stuff about it, I'm like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me anything that happens in the comics.
Well, it's not going to be the same. It's like reading a book
know.
before you see a movie. I love to read a book before I see a movie. Other people don't, but then I learn all the details of the characters behind what's happening in the movie. And to me, that's more exciting, but...
apparently you know this, all right. So I'm not, and everybody knows this now, so I'm not spoiling anything. But in the books of the comic books of The Walking Dead, Glenn's supposed to be long gone by now,
right?
Okay.
Well, and
Rick has missing a hand or something like that.
Oh, is he? I don't know.
Oh, sorry, but
Sorry
I don't know.
Well, he's not missing a hand yet, but is Carl missing an eye? I think he does miss an eye in the comic book.
Well, not that has happened in the series. We don't know that yet, do we, Lori?
No, he did lose his eye.
I'm trying to a hint that we're not spoiling anything.
Well, it isn't. It's already happened.
I do have some people, my friends haven't caught up on the last
sorry.
season.
I'm a spoiler.
Yeah. Well, Kyle is a pirate now. Just so you know. So, anyway. Carl, sorry. Well, that's okay because I don't know characters' names.
I know.
But Carl, I should know. Carl. So I thought Robert Kirkman was the creator. And then I was,
maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. We'll find out later. But I was reading online about a new show coming out, and I know you really want to watch it. We've talked about it, and it's called Outcast. And for those of you who don't know, it's a scary show, which I'm not into. Lori is very much into the scary shows, and I don't know why. It seems like you would not be in the scary shows.
No, I love the scary shows, and I would think you would be courageous and want to watch the scary shows, but you're a screamer.
I am. Oh my gosh, what was the show? What was the movie I went to go see at the beach? It's Cloverfield
Field Road or something.
Yeah, whatever, Clover. And you're like, what? You're gonna go see that? And I'm not lying. I probably embarrassed Dina. I screamed and screamed like deep scream, and it wasn't quote scary. It was just like the surprise kind of.
Okay.
But I do that in bed.
We don't want to know that. We do not want to know that.
That's why no. I'm watching shows. Matt does not watch the same shows that I do. Like, and I go and I jump, and he gets so mad because it scares him, and he's like, what are you doing? But I get scared like that. But I don't know why you like the scary shows, because I don't.
You know what? I'm not I don't go on the really high roller coasters or do anything like that. For me, that's the thrill. Watch scary shows, watch scary movies. I read scary books. I don't know. To me, that's the thrill.
What do you like? What like kind of scary movies do you like? What scary shows do you like?
I'm not a gore, cut them and
slasher movies.
Yes, not slasher movies. I like psychologically scary shows and movies. I also like paranormal. I love paranormal stuff. Little aliens. Occasionally, like Fire in the Sky, awesome alien movie based on a true story.
I don't even. Oh yeah. Wait a second.
Oh yes.
Aliens and
yes,
true.
Yes.
We're not going to get in the
based on a true accounts. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying whether it happened or not, and aliens are real or not. I'm saying that it was based on true accounts
of what happened
of a situation.
People. Okay,
right, exactly.
All right, gotcha.
But it's a great movie.
Well, see, I don't. Well, you and I, listen, we're very opposites on a lot of movies. But we'll save that for another show.
Yes, okay.
We'll do a special movie.
An opposite, opposites attract.
But so another scary show that we did watch was American Horror Story.
Yes,
and that's another one that we could probably do a whole show on, because of if you guys out there have not seen American Horror Story, each season doesn't have to do with the season before, so it's a brand new show. It's just in a different setting. The first one, I think it was just called American Horror Story.
Yes.
I don't think it says The House or anything like that. And then the second one was The Asylum.
Yes.
And then the third one was The
Witches.
And
then The Circus.
And then this one was
like vampires or something.
I didn't
really watch this last
one.
one.
Yeah, it was The Hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, to me, that's scary. That's like the scariest show I've ever. That's my first.
It's very, yes.
Yeah, my first real scary show that I watched. And to me, the first season was the best.
Absolutely.
It was super scary.
Absolutely.
Super scary. And you all should watch it even if you don't like scary, because I don't like scary, and it was good.
That was the best one, because it was just it was by the producers of Glee. So, which you would never know, because Glee is funny and and musical and everything. But
it's kind of twisted too. Glee is a little bit twisted too.
It's a little twisted, and this was very twisted, but it was so well done.
Yeah.
And the actors were excellent.
Oh, Jessica Lange. Hello.
Yes.
So awesome. But my problem with American Horror Story is I think as each season went on, they just try to be more shockingly graphic in anything, either the gore or the violence or the sex, and it just was too much.
Absolutely. It was too much, and I had to stop watching.
Yeah.
I prefer, the true, Alfred Hitchcock, the true really good directors, they don't have to go over the top. It's innuendo. They make it known that something's totally scary without having to actually show you.
Yeah. So the next one I think is it The Woods or camping or something like that?
I thought they were finishing it up. I didn't know they were having another one.
Yeah, they are. But I'm telling you, this last one, The Hotel, it was just so bad. I thought it was bad. I mean, I still watched it because there were parts of the plot that I really did like, but the whole over the top with Lady Gaga and the whole sex. I mean, it was so just, to me, way too forced. There's no point of that to the story, and it was just way too graphic. And
I stopped at the circus one because I saw some scenes where I was like, I'm done. I can't.
That's what I did too. I stopped. I
can't live with myself and watch this. Is really what I was thinking. You know, I mean, how can I go on and have a normal life and while watching it? You know, I was too perverse, is what it was.
Well, and for the sake of just having it on there to see if they could get away with it. In my opinion,
I think that's happening with a lot of television, with all the new shows that are showing up on, you know, Showtime, HBO, Netflix. I think a lot of the shows are going too far, and maybe American culture is embracing it, but I feel uncomfortable. I mean, how do you, like I said, how do you live with yourself? You don't feel comfortable if you're watching something and honestly you're thinking, oh my God, or, you know, is the government watching it? You know, I'm like, I should not be watching it then. What, you know, if you're worried about, you know, anyone knowing that you're watching it, then you probably shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah, I just am totally, I just, and you know me, I don't care. It's just, to me, it wasn't necessary.
No, and I'm not about the gratuitous sex scene. Well, yes. I don't need to see that.
Well, there's some shows that, I mean, it lends itself to, even the first American Horror Story, there were some of that, but
and even some that were very uncomfortable, but you're right, they worked it into the plot,
right?
Where and some things they didn't show. Mm-hmm. You know, they, like I said, innuendo. You knew what was happening, but you didn't see every bit of it. And I think a lot of shows you're actually seeing every bit of it.
Yeah, I agree. So, well, this next show, Outcast, I think we've run out of time. So, will you come back in a few weeks and we'll talk about Outcast? Because it's actually starting in, let's see, I wrote this down. Hold on. Ooh, it's June 3rd.
Oh, my gosh. Well, how am I going to watch it? Are you watching it?
I'm going to watch, Lori, I have something to tell you. Last Sunday, I called up my provider.
Okay.
my satellite provider.
Okay.
And I ordered premium channels.
Oh my God.
I did.
You did? Just so you could watch it? Oh my God.
So listen, let's
date night?
Let's make this a date night. And then, so I guess our next show, how about we kind of discuss Outcast, and then by then we'll have watched the first show. Maybe.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Okay, great. So anyway, Lori, I'm sorry we ran out of time. I didn't even get a chance to talk what I wanted to talk about, but I think it still ended up, you know, we had some good discussion.
Absolutely.
And thank you. Yeah, thank you for coming, and you'll come back. I know you're busy. Yep. All right. See you next time. Okay, it's time on to Schitt's Creek, and boy, this was a great episode, not only just because it was funny in my normal loving the Schitt's Creek thing, but I will say this. You already know that I watched the episodes twice to get my favorite quotes, but this was an episode that at the end, knowing what you know, when you go back to watch the beginning, it makes it even better than it was before. I will say Catherine O'Hara, Moira, in this episode, when you watch it the second time, she's funnier, not trying to be funny, just because of everything that happened in the episode. And I know you probably have watched shows. I don't know, probably not, because I don't know, I just like to watch TV so much. But let's see, Breaking Bad is a great example of a show that you can go back and watch again, knowing what you know about Breaking Bad. So this was definitely one of those shows, and I was pretty excited to notice that in the episode. Well, I'm not going to give anything away about the episode, obviously, but it really is a funny episode. And I talked a couple podcasts back about the election. There's an election in Schitt's Creek, and this definitely has to do with the election. So it was pretty good. So really, you know, I have my David clip of the week, but Moira's quote is much funnier than David's because just of what's going on in the episode, and her final line So funny. The way she delivers it is funny. And that really, and I hear there's buzz about awards for her for Schitt's Creek. And if you don't know, they're traveling, they're doing the whole circuit of talk shows and things like that. And Daniel Levy and the girl who plays Alexis, they did a live Facebook. And I'm trying to make sure, I just want him to acknowledge that I'm on Facebook. But I probably tweeted and shared so many things with him like tagged in it. He probably already thinks I'm a stalker. Daniel Levy. I call him Daniel Levy. So they're all over the place now. And Catherine O'Hara is just great. And this episode totally proves it. Again, once you know and you go back and see her acting and the reactions and what she's doing, it's so much better. So since I like hers better, I'm going to play my David clip of the week first. Yes, I still love Daniel Levy. I still love you, Daniel Levy, but sorry, Catherine O'Hara beat you out this week.
Okay, I thought you were liking the changes I was making. We just sold another poncho yesterday.
I still can't believe we even sold one.
If you're not watching, it might not be that funny to you. I just thought it was funny. So here is Moira's conversation with her husband, John, in Schitt's Creek.
Politics 101, John. When you have limited resources, your best course of action is to create a stir. It's exciting. It's fun. It's like the episode in Sunrise Bay when I stole my own baby.
When I stole my own baby. Of course, I can't say it like her. It's still funny. Well, that's another episode of TV with Lisa. I'm Lisa with 2 E's. Thanks again to Lorrie for coming out and recording. I know it's a crazy, crazy time, so I do appreciate it. And I think she adds a lot to the podcast. And I want to stop and thank you for my listeners that are listening to every episode. Gee, hi, I know you're listening to all my episodes. I think Kim's listening. I think I got a few new listeners. Eileen, thank you for following me on Podbean. Harriet's out there. Hi, Harriet. I feel like Romper Room. Do you remember that at the end? And she puts the little thing up to her face and I see G and Kim and Harriet, and they're all my friends. And don't forget, I am on iTunes, TV with Lisa, and I have Twitter. So, hey guys, I got 2 more followers. So I think I'm up to 4 or 5 real followers. The rest are spam. Sad face though, next week. Schitt's Creek finale. It will be the last show of the season. I really don't know what to do, but next week I'm going to touch upon some new shows I've been trying out, and it kind of all has to do with the Schitt's Creek finale. So again, this is Lisa with 2 E's. Thanks for listening. Bye.